You might be wondering, why am I coming in on the 6th episode? Whereas the last season, I was there from day one. I did a whole skit with all the different characters of all the different men contestants. First of all, I also do a show called Youthful, Fit, and Happy. And so I'm doing this thing right now where I'm putting retin-A on my face for my 52nd birthday. And so that means it's all peeling and stuff. But the really important reason is because I have really been agreeing with all of Nick's choices. I think that Nick has been making excellent choices. He's been asking excellent questions. And there was nothing really to make fun of, none of the women, even Corinne, and I will explain why. Why did he let Jasmine go? And also, it's the same reason he let Dominique go. It's like textbook. If you watch this show, if a woman goes up to a man with negative feelings and places those negative feelings on him, she's going to be sent home. Now, does that mean, oh, the man is wrong, that she should be able to express herself? No, it doesn't. Because there's a difference between having a negative feeling and expressing it and having a negative feeling and blaming the other person for it. Take a look at what Dominique did. Dominique went up to him and they didn't even know each other that well. And she started telling him not only what he did wrong, but what Nick should have done. Well, if you saw me looking sad, you could have come over to me and asked, hey, what's wrong? It was almost like she was starting in the middle of the relationship and she was projecting past boyfriend's middle of the relationship onto Nick. First of all, they didn't know each other enough for her to even suggest to him that he did something wrong by not noticing how she was feeling and not speaking up about it. Now, Jasmine wasn't that bad in that way, but what happened with Jasmine was Jasmine felt like she wanted to punch him in the face and choke him. And we all feel like that sometimes. It might happen. But it doesn't mean you tell that to the person. You need to own that, okay, I am feeling really angry. Let me calm down and let me try to see that other person's position on things. You know, there have been times actually that I've said to my husband, I'm really angry at you. And he says, what did I do? And I say, nothing. I'm just really tired and cranky, and I know I'm feeling that toward you, but you did nothing wrong. And he'll say, okay, because I'm taking responsibility for it. Even though I'm feeling negative toward him, I know that he didn't do anything. And I know that it's because I'm tired. Now, if there was something that we had an issue that was a legitimate issue, then you discuss it, but you can do it in a way that you're taking responsibility for how you're feeling, and then you discuss it. And I loved how Nick tried to handle it with Jasmine. He asked her, how do you feel about our conversations so far? And I think Jasmine was feeling like she was on trial because we don't know what Nick was thinking. We don't know if he was thinking these conversations were good, and if Jasmine said, I felt like they're good, then maybe Nick was going to say, yeah, me too, so don't worry about things. Or maybe he was going to say, I really like you, I'm really attracted to you, but I feel like I want to have a deeper conversation, something. But what happened instead was Jasmine said that they were good, and then she didn't ask him how he felt about it. It was more like she came from a convincing point of view. I have to convince him of this. I think she was also afraid of what his answer might be. And so she was trying to change how he was feeling without even knowing how he was feeling. So you can't go anywhere from there. And then things just got weirder. Then she was expressing all this violent stuff, and it was making him feel uncomfortable. And then she tried to joke it off and get him to let her throw him on the ground or whatever. So it just like cycled. It was just like worse and worse. And anyway, so that's my point. My point is the reason why they got sent home like that is because they were projecting negative emotions. Now, the other thing about men and women, Nick is a man who's very in touch with his emotions. And even despite that, women are more in touch than men who are in touch with their emotions. Women, we see a range, like for example, colors. Men, their favorite color is blue, purple, red, green. Ours will be, that color between sky blue and periwinkle. We see shades, and that's the kind of emotions that we can feel and that we can sustain. Men can't. So if you come with a negative emotion and you're showing it on your face, the man's going to pick up on that and know that he's feeling not good, where we could be like, I'm feeling confused, awkward, a little dissatisfied, a little peeved. Men, it's like, good, bad, So if they're projecting these negative feelings toward him and emotions and showing on their face, I know. I've been watching the show for a while, and I know as soon as I see that on a woman's face talking to the guy, she's going home. I don't think he was planning to send them home during the rose ceremony even. I think that when it was their time to go speak with him, if they had a smile on their face and they were nice to him and owned their feelings, not like, hi, I'm happy and I'm really not inside, but said, listen, I'm going through this, and I just want to try to connect with you on it, I think he would have been right there with him, because every time someone comes up to him with a negative feeling, he'll say, that's natural. You should not feel happy about sharing it, you should be feeling insecure and awkward. I felt like this too. I went through it also. All right, have a great night.